So have you ever been in a situation where someone says, "Hey, show me a card trick," and you forgot your cards? Well, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple coin tricks that you can do with just items that you borrow from your friends or family. All that's coming up right after this. Welcome back to Presto Paul TV. I'm your host, Presto Paul. On this channel, I teach you the best tricks, tips, and techniques on how to do magic for beginners. I hope you're excited to learn these 3 impromptu coin tricks that you can do the next time you're at your friend's house and you've forgotten your cards. Let's get right into the magic. So you're hanging out at your friend's house and they say, "Hey, can you show us a magic trick?" And you say, "Why, yes, I can. I've been learning some really cool tricks on Presto Paul TV." But then you remember, "Oh no, I forgot my cards at home." Don't panic, just ask to borrow a dollar bill. I'm going to take the dollar bill and fold it in half along this length, and I'm going to turn this glass over. I'm going to challenge somebody in the room to balance this dollar bill on the edge of the glass, keeping it suspended in mid-air. They will attempt to do this several times, but they will not succeed. Then you say, "Here's what you have to do. You have to know a special magic word," which of course we all know is presto. You wave your hand over the bill, you snap your finger, you remove this finger, and the magic happens right in front of their eyes. You show them there are no strings, no smoke, no mirrors, no hidden assistants, no rabbits or turtle doves, just their dollar bill. Then they say, "Hey, can you show us another one?" And you ask for a quarter, but no one has one, so don't worry. You just happen to have one in your pocket. Say, "What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this solid object and have it penetrate another solid object." Not this one here. And you say, "Watch the quarter very carefully as it penetrates right through solid," just like that. Then you say, "Hey, I have one more for you. Since I have your quarter, I'm going to use my magic marker." Never leave home without your magic marker. And you say, "I'm going to cause this quarter to disappear on the count of 3. You go 1, 2, and on 3, that quarter Uh-oh. It wasn't the quarter that disappeared. It was my magic marker, but it didn't go far because it's right there on my head. Then you take that magic marker and you make that quarter actually disappear. They wonder where it went. So you tell them, "Oh, I always keep my spare change inside the cap of my magic marker." These are super fun to do for your friends. I'm going to teach you how to do all 3 of them right now. Are you ready to learn these 3 fun coin tricks? I'm telling you what, these are so good to do impromptu when you're at a friend's house and they ask you to do some magic and you don't have your cards with you. You can always do magic with what you have laying around someone's house or your house. So for this trick, you're going to need to borrow a dollar bill. You will have a quarter in your pocket. I always keep a quarter in my pocket just in case someone asks me to do a trick. Impromptu wise, this is what you do. This quarter is going to stay in your hand. You're going to sneak it out of your pocket when no one's watching and just keep it at the base of your fingers right there and curl your fingers in, and it's going to stay right there. You can handle things like I've showed you before very carefully and easily with a coin in your finger palm, just like that. So you ask to borrow their dollar bill and you take a glass or a bottle, it doesn't matter, turn it upside down and you fold their bill in half. They're going to attempt to do just like I did in the performance to balance that. They won't be able to because they don't have the secret in their fingers. So when it's time for you to do it, you take their bill and all you have to do is put this bill behind the dollar right there, and you're going to keep it hidden in your fingers. When you turn your hand around, it will be behind right here. You've already creased that dollar bill down the middle, so it makes it real easy to fold that dollar bill around that quarter. That's going to act as a little fulcrum, a little center of gravity adjustment, if you will. Right there, you place the quarter. It is on the bill right there, as you can see, and that is folded over. And that quarter will give the counterbalance to this dollar bill, so when you let go, it will float. That's what it looks like. And then you do all the theatrics of saying that there's nothing there. Now you want to get rid of that quarter in case somebody else does have a quarter that you're going to borrow for the next phase of this routine. And the way you do that is simply put your thumb on top of the quarter, peel off the bill in your hand, And if you go back to my video I did with coins, I did a trick where I folded a coin up in a paper. This next move is basically the same thing. I'll put a link up here to that video so you can check that out afterwards. But all I'm gonna do is allow that quarter to slide out of that dollar bill right into my hand, just like that. It will most likely slide right into your hand at the base of your fingers if you're doing this from your point of view. So you'll have that hidden there. Then you give them back their dollar bill. They're impressed right now with that. Then you ask to borrow a quarter. And if somebody has a quarter, you could be reaching in your pocket like you looking for a quarter just in case they don't. But if they don't have a quarter, you already have one in your hand, just reach into your pocket and pull out this quarter. Then you can go into the next phase of this trick, which I'm going to stand up for. Hang on. All right, this is how you can make a solid object go through a solid object. So it appears to be. There's a little move in here. It's gonna take a little bit of practice. Not much, just a little bit of practice. What you're gonna be doing is tapping that quarter on your hand like this. And when you're tapping it, it's going to do this. If you watch that, I'm gonna do this in slow motion too, so you can see it in slow motion. What I'm gonna be doing is dropping my hand, and this quarter is going to be suspended in the air for just a second. As you go on the third strike, you go up a little bit higher and you're gonna scoop it out of the air. So this is what it looks like. I'll try to go as slow as I can. You go 1, 2, and on the third one, you go a little bit higher, and then you scoop it into the glass. And that's how you can make a solid quarter go through the bottom of a solid glass. And now you're set up for the third phase of this routine. You do not have to do this as a routine, by the way. I just did it that way because it's fun and you'll live longer. If you want to do these individually, feel free. Now this first part of this trick is to set them up for the actual vanish of the coin, which I will teach you in a second. But the first part is a fun gag. You're going 1, 2, and you're picking the pen up towards the side of your head. Your spectators should be over in this area and not on the far right, because they're gonna probably see what you're gonna do here in a second, because I'm gonna turn around. So as long as they're over in this area, they won't see the sneaky move. So you go 1, 2, and on the third time, you take the pen and you leave it right there in your ear. When you come down, all focus is on that quarter. They're gonna see the quarter still there. You open your hand to show that the pen has vanished. Now you're setting them up for the vanish of the actual coin. Here's the move. You toss it into your hand at the base of your finger. You're gonna toss it back to this hand, but you're gonna keep it right here in this finger palm as you turn your hand over. And when you do this, you want to drop this hand just a little bit like you would if you dropped a quarter into your hand. You can actually practice this dropping the quarter into your hand and get used to that feeling. Then when you're ready, you just curl your fingers around that. It's gonna stay right there and you're gonna drop it into your hand. This is the cool part, because now you can point with this finger. Always nice when you can do that when you have something hidden in your hand. And you're gonna bring attention to the pen in the side of your ear. Then you come up and you can grab the pen, once again, keeping that quarter hidden there, and you're gonna take that pen now and you're gonna slam it down and the quarter will vanish. Then you're gonna pull the quarter out of the pen cap. I did this in a previous video. I'll leave a link to that up there that gives a really good detailed description of it. And then you pull the cap off, and all you're doing is pulling the cap off, keeping that little quarter right there, and you shake it a couple of times and it drops out of the cap, and that's the trick. I hope you have a lot of fun performing these 3 coin tricks. Thank you guys so much for checking out this fun video. Remember, next week, starting next Monday, I'm starting a series for Halloween. Make sure, if you are not subscribed, to do that right now. Turn on those notifications. You're not gonna wanna miss this month coming up. I have a lot of special treats planned for you. And, of course, some tricks. Until next time, I'm your host, Presto Paul. And remember, you gotta have fun. You'll live longer. All right, here's a quick one you can do at a party. All you need